Welcome to Brook and Bramble Farm Podcast
with Chris
and Micah,
where we talk about budget homesteading,
homemaking,
and whatever else is on our minds.
Well,
we're in the middle of a windstorm right now, apparently.
It's a little windy. If you hear the wind, we apologize.
Yeah, we actually can't do anything about it because, it's the wind.
The wind is
its
own master.
Today we're
going to talk about wind.
We are not going to talk about wind because no one knows where it comes from and where it goes except for the meteorologist.
Just like Cotton-Eyed Joe.
Right. Exactly. No, we're going to talk about parenting, right? Like general children-ish things.
Yep. The kiddos.
Things that children do. Things that parents do for their children.
We are parents.
We have 3 children, as we've mentioned earlier.
Yes. We have been doing things for them for 9 years. I guess 8 years. No, wait, 10 years.
Yes.
Should we start over?
No, I think we're doing great.
Okay. We're going to push through.
Yeah.
No, it starts when you see the double lines on the stick.
The pregnancy test.
Yeah.
Yeah. The double lines on the stick.
I actually vividly remember it.
8, yeah.
Because I thought it was negative at first. And so I just kind of went on with my life. And then when I checked it again,
You're talking about the first child.
Yeah, first child. You get this feeling like, okay, so there's a lot of like pregnancy videos on Instagram, like reels of like finding out I'm pregnant. And the women are always like really excited and shocked. And all the comments are always like, how are you so surprised? I'll never get why women are so surprised. Like, people say that.
Oh.
Did you feel surprised when we were first found out we were pregnant?
Yeah.
Now, it's not that it's like you don't know that it could happen, but it's like it's kind of the same feeling as when you're on a roller coaster and you're strapped in and then it starts to move and you realize that even though you signed up for it and you want to be on the roller coaster because you know you're going to have fun, you can't get off until the ride's over. Like, now you're in it and you know it's going to be a little scary.
That was really deep. Super deep.
You don't think that makes sense at all?
I think it does. I mean, you're just like once you find out you're pregnant, it's like
I don't think
know you're locked into a totally different the whole season of your life. When you find out you're pregnant for the first time.
Yeah.
You find out you are locked into a completely different season of your life for the foreseeable future.
True, but I'm talking about like as a woman who is physically pregnant, I know that you were also expecting.
You're gonna.
You were also
have to
expecting
take this.
But I'm saying I knew, like, oh, I'm gonna have to give birth.
Right. Yeah, it starts to hit reality.
Like,
reality hits.
Oh, here we go.
Right.
It's happening to me.
Right, not just someone else now.
Right. Okay. Anyway, I just think it's silly when people are like, that's so weird that you're surprised and shocked and...
Right, yeah, because
it's a huge deal.
Right, because, I mean, it's like the first time you've ever had a car accident, right? It's kind of, you go into shock initially because you're like, this really just happened to me, and I could have died, but I came out. Now, in pregnancy, hopefully you're not in the stage where you could die.
It's a huge deal.
It is a big, big deal, and all of a sudden it's happening to you.
Your life
it becomes very personal.
Changing. It's very personal.
Yeah, it becomes very personal.
Yeah. And so even though we, of course, wanted a baby and we're very excited, it's like our lives are never going to be the same.
Ever. Yeah. Yeah, a whole chapter of our life is over. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so...
I mean, for the better, I would say, right?
Yeah.
So we had our first baby, and she was not an easy baby, right?
As a baby, yeah, the birth was fine.
It was.
The birth was fine for me. I didn't have a problem with the birth.
How was that dad chair in the hospital?
It was really rough. Honestly, I don't know what you were going through at that moment, but I had a hard time.
The baby was...
Once she was born.
a tricky one.
Yeah, she was born in Call.
Yes.
In the
Actually,
sack.
2 of our babies were born in Call.
Actually, all of them would have been.
One of them would have been, but my water was broken without my permission.
Consent. There was no consent. The midwife
I
just
think
did it.
I think it would have been 3 for 3.
Yeah. Which is like a 1 in 80,000 chance or
Yes,
something like that.
it's really rare.
So 3 in, what is that? 3 in 1.8 million, something like that. I don't know what the chances are of getting 3 in a row that were all in Call.
It's pretty cool though. So they were born inside the water. Like my water never broke.
Yeah, inside the amniotic sac.
Yeah. So.
And Margot tore out of it like she was breaking free from a prison cell.
Yep. And I'm sad we didn't get a picture of that, but
it was so fast. It happened so quickly.
She was cantankerous, wouldn't you say?
As a small child.
So cantankerous. Am I saying that right?
Cantankerous.
Cantankerous.
Why are you saying
Cantankerous.
Cantankerous. Yeah, we're not doing...
She was cranky.
Yeah.
She didn't sleep.
She didn't like to be held, like facing you.
What kind of baby doesn't like to be held by her mom?
Yeah, she was never like touchy-feely, and she still isn't.
She's 9 years old, and we're just starting to get hugs from her.
Yeah, and then the middle one, she'll give you a hug the second you instigate anything.
So snuggly. So night and day.
Yeah.
Night and day experience.
And the youngest one, just does her own thing.
Yeah.
She kind of feels like she's going to do something one day, and...
But we were like thrown into the deep end, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
for parenting.
Yeah, and at the same time, our sister-in-law later, like a year and a half later, had her first. My sister-in-law. She had her first, and she routinely told us how easy she was.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
Wasn't she? Yeah, she was like, she's sleeping through the night, and she was like a month old. Oh. And I was like, oh, our 4-year-old is still not sleeping through the night.
Yeah, I probably blocked that out.
Yeah, I can't blame you. It was rough.
So I was very against sleep training. Like, I don't want to do that. And I'm still, in some ways, I feel like every baby needs a different approach.
This is funny because the Really Very Crunchy podcast just talked about sleep training, and we
love their podcast. It's better than ours. You should go listen to theirs instead.
Emily and Jason Morrow, someday maybe you'll listen to this podcast and know.
Okay. I wasn't trying to bring them up. I was just saying, like, everyone who has a baby experiences a choice. Like, do I sleep train or do I not? And originally we were not, and then a point came
where you were going to die.
No exaggeration, I thought that I might be in danger
of life.
Of death.
That's what I meant.
From my baby, because she was waking up every 15 minutes all through the night. I was not doing
and not really napping very well.
I was not doing well, and I thought to myself, if I'm not doing well, probably this baby who needs more sleep than I do probably also could use
some more sleep.
Some help in this area. So we don't do like the extreme, like, leave them alone forever. No. We do like the sleep wave thing, and it's very gentle, and
it feels not so gentle the first time you do it because it's like so shock and awe for the baby. It's Operation Iraqi Freedom for the baby.
Now, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this to you, but I feel like sometimes with our first, we didn't let her cry enough. Now let me explain.
We can make up for that.
No, I feel like anytime she was about to be sad,
we would intervene.
I would immediately nurse her, or like help her.
Yeah, well, we were new parents. We didn't know what we were doing.
Like, I never really let her just be sad. Do you feel like people, even babies, like, just kind of sometimes need to be sad?
I don't know. It's always hard when
like, I'm not talking about neglect. I'm not talking about, like, I'm just gonna watch my baby cry, but, like, I would never try. I knew what would make her stop crying, and I wouldn't try like other things first.
Yeah, because it's hard to like watch them cry and listen to it because it's so.
I don't know. I feel like it might have been good for her to experience more. We'll never know.
We'll never know at this point.
She is who she is, and she's great. I gotta say, I like 9-year-old Margot better than newborn Margot.
Yeah, and
if I had to choose. And
honestly, once they get out of that newborn phase and they're like toddlers, they become really fun. So
fun. You
at least
always
for a dad.
hear like, oh, the terrible twos and whatever. No, not for our kids anyway. I feel like they were so sweet.
And this isn't like knocking people who...
We're knocking.
Screens, people. Screens.
Oh.
Will...
I didn't know you were going that way.
No, I am, because I feel like screens reduce kids' attention spans, and they don't know how to be bored anymore. And so when they're 2, and they're like, oh, terrible twos, it's like, don't just give them a screen. Because that will calm them down. It absolutely, like, calm them down, quote unquote. Well, it will distract them, but it will not solve the problem. In fact, it will make the problem worse as time goes on.
Here's the thing, is that screens will help temporarily, like in the short run, but they cause long-term problems. Like, I can tell for myself when I'm more stressed, I am on the phone scrolling more.
Well, and the other thing is, we're also not saying, we cut all screens out of all of our kids.
No, we don't.
It's not like our kids look at a screen and they're like, what is this black magic, these moving pictures?
But it has like a numbing effect on your emotions.
Yeah, it's actually...
Because you distract yourself.
And it's attention anesthesia. That's what it is.
But it doesn't teach you how to fully process.
Yeah, it's like a drug for your attention span.
And we know what we're talking about because we are child psychologists. And,
I'm just saying, we've witnessed the effects of screens. We have seen when our kids, especially when
it's true.
The period of time when like all of our kids were sick. And it was like they couldn't go outside because it was winter and they were miserable and sick. And
they watched more shows. Like a lot.
No, I say more shows. We have like 4 shows we let them watch.
Yeah.
To the point where they actually don't want to watch anything anymore because it's boring.
Yeah. But you can tell they have a shorter attention span. And then when we cut it off, there's like maybe a little transition period where they're a little
It's like 2 or 3 days. Yeah.
And then they play.
They occupy themselves.
They play with each other. They find things to do.
And it doesn't like mitigate all sibling rivalry, but...
Sibling rivalry, I don't know if anything would ever solve that completely forever.
Yeah.
That's a tough nut to crack. But sibling relationships are something that's really important to me. Is it important to you?
Yeah, I think for our kids. Oh, you mean with your existing siblings?
No, I mean for our kids.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's true, and I think you've said it to them multiple times. It's like when we're old and gone, your siblings, your sisters, are going to be the only people, your only family you have.
You might not. I hope they do have their friends forever that they have now. That would be great. But they'll definitely have their sisters. Like, they'll always...
Right.
Their sisters are the ones who are going to be there.
Right.
And
if you have a good relationship with your sisters...
If you're going to be tormenting them now, they may be less likely to want to hang out with you.
Yeah, and the less they hang out with you now, the less they feel like they have in common with you.
Yeah, and we always say sisters are more important than things. That's like a thing we say a lot.
Yeah, to the point where we've taken all the things away.
We do that.
Yeah.
We can, here's the thing is that when I sense that something is a little off or needs to change, I'm not afraid to make a big change. I'm not afraid to be very intentional about redirecting, because you got to look at your kid and actually not just look at them now, but look at the trajectory of their behavior.
Right. Where's it going to end up?
Maybe my 9-year-old is just doing normal 9-year-old stuff, but what is this going to look like if it's unchecked when she's 16, 17?
Right.
you know, and obviously a lot of that is just maturing and growing up. So I'm not like, anytime I see someone make a mistake, I'm going to crack down really hard on it. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm not afraid to be like, we need to make some changes here. Like, I moved her into the room with her little sister.
Which they play together so well
They
now.
are 5 years apart. Like, almost exactly 5 years apart. Like, 4 years, 11 months apart.
Right.
And so they don't technically, they're not in the same, like, peer group.
Yeah, and they don't necessarily have the same interests.
They
but
don't
they
have
do
the
have,
same interests.
They did. It's like a Venn diagram with them. And there's definitely still areas where they overlap.
Yeah.
At 9 and 4.
Here's what I was realizing is that our oldest was sort of the hermit of the family. She was kind of on her own. She would be in her room and not wanting to have anything to do with her little sisters.
Or us, actually, in
and
some
I
cases.
Looked at the trajectory of that, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, you saw an old woman with cats.
Cats are great. I saw someone who didn't get along well with her sisters, and I didn't like that. So I moved her in with, what do we call her? Edith. And let me tell you, it changed everything. Like, I don't think that's dramatic to say.
No, and the
right?
funny thing is, no, like, we put them to bed at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And there are nights where I hear them like 9:30, 10, almost 10 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
still up playing together.
Like, giggling, laughing.
Yeah, singing.
Being so cute together.
Yeah, and realistically, like, I'm not going to go up there and tell them to quiet down because they're
No.
having a blast.
No. It's great.
Yeah, and it's
like,
great.
so we had her, and then we didn't have her sister for 5 years later. So there's a lot that it was kind of like not really, it didn't come naturally to her to
Yeah, she had
be
5
like,
years of being an only child.
yeah, to be
that's
like
hard.
nurturing and share, like that was a learning curve for her. So the fact that she's like really made a 180 on that in that area is great. Anything else you want to say about siblings?
No, I think that leads you into age gaps. Like, so we've got 3 kids. Mm-hmm. One of them is significantly older than the other 2, and the other 2 actually play really well together.
They do.
And the youngest, Agnes,
Yep.
she's a little redhead.
Yep.
And she is, I think it's just youngest child syndrome. She's just the biggest goofball.
Chris is the youngest child.
I am a youngest child.
I'm a middle.
But she is the biggest goofball.
She's very goofy.
And I don't know, I feel like she's got a sense of humor, even at 2, that cracks up adults, because it's like she'll come out with super random things.
Yeah.
So I will say, like, there's definitely that birth order book that you had at one point. Mm-hmm. Like, there's something to the birth order that makes a difference in the child's personality, how they grow up. And, like, so we've got this 2-year-old who cracks jokes that her 2 older sisters don't get. But we think they're hilarious because she says them so nonchalantly. Like, the other one, was it the floor was cold?
Oh, she said, it's cold in here. Do you want to touch the floor?
Yeah.
She got down and started touching the tiles.
Yep.
She's really very observant. And, like, so we went out after dinner this evening, and it was kind of like there was, like, a cool wind. And we just walked up and down the driveway.
It has been scaldingly hot here for, like, 2 weeks.
She's just making observations about everything. And, like, I was like, look at the grass blowing in the wind. And she was like, oh, can we go in that? Like, and then we were picking blackberries together. And then she's gobbling them up. And
Yep.
it's like, I don't know what age chewing noises stop being cute, but like hearing her chew the blackberries is even really cute.
That's because for you or me, like, the scale difference would be like you or me eating a blackberry the size of a large strawberry.
Yeah. And then just seeing her like run down, she has this little run that's very bouncy.
Yeah, she almost outruns her head.
And then her little like orange curls just bouncing in the breeze. It was just like, wow, like it's one of those moments where you're like,
I think that comes back to
being a parent is just the best.
Yeah, I think it comes back to the toddler fun, right? When they're a toddler, they're super, super fun. Mm-hmm. And there's fun things too as they get older, but they're not the same things that are fun when they're a toddler. Like our oldest, like it's fun now, like teaching her things.
Yeah.
That she enjoys learning.
Yeah, and her sense of humor is developing.
Yeah, like her jokes are kind of funny now.
Mm-hmm.
And
she's a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're all a lot of fun, but I mean...
in their own little ways, yeah.
Yeah, so, but because she's so much older than the other two kids, there's been a lot of, like... Probably a lot of stuff that we've dealt with that maybe we wouldn't have had to deal with if they were closer together.
Yeah, and I don't know, because sometimes you hear people have kids close in age and they don't get along.
Yeah, me and my brother, who's only 14 months older than me, did not get along at all.
Even when you were little?
No.
Huh.
No.
So there you go.
There were times when we did, but there were also, like, yeah.
So it might not have anything to do with age gaps, but
Maybe
I do think it's interesting to think about. What?
Yeah. Oh, that was a sentence you just kind of stopped in the middle of.
No, that was the whole thing.
It is interesting to think about.
Yeah. We're homeschooling now, and Margot she's going into 4th grade, and I haven't planned that yet, but I'm looking forward to it. That's kind of a nice thing about the age gap, is that I've only been homeschooling one kid so far.
Right, not all 3 at once.
Because we actually don't, we're not into, the preschool stuff, which is, I really don't care if people do preschool or not. I think it's awesome, actually, if they do. But I kind of don't. Just
I feel like she's not any further behind for not having done preschool.
No, not formally. I don't think there's any need for a formal sit down textbook learning.
No.
But she does when I'm homeschooling with the oldest. She the 4-year-old will sit. And she'll do her little colors and shapes and stuff. And
yeah, I think they just learn by default when another kid is learning.
Yeah.
Because they see a sibling that gets to do something that they aren't getting to do. Yeah. And it becomes interesting to them because of that.
And also with kids, I feel like them learning things is always going to be smoother if they're definitely ready for it. That's the same with potty training, with reading, anything. If you try to do it too soon, it's going to be a lot more of a hassle.
Right, welding.
It's not, you're gonna have to put so much more work into it than when they're very ready.
Heavy machine operation.
For
they
sure.
should be at least 6 or 7 by the time you get that started.
Absolutely.
Margot thought it was really fun to just pick up heavy things with some hydraulics when she was 6.
Of course she did. Anybody would.
Yep. So anyway, she, I guess it comes down to homeschooling is great because you can cater the child's likes into curriculum. Mm-hmm. You can gear your curriculum towards your kids' likes because traditional public school the teacher can't do that, and that makes it harder for your students to learn. So, having been a public school teacher at one point, I know that it's very, very hard to get a massed group of 22 kids to all learn something that you need to teach them. You don't know them.
Right.
So that's helpful in homeschooling. You grew up with this kid, you know them. Mm-hmm. And you can't cater it towards any one kid's interests.
Right.
You have to build a generic curriculum that teaches generically, and some kids are going to get it and some kids won't. And in homeschooling, it's actually kind of fun to be able to cater stuff towards a kid's interests.
For the first, the past 2 years, we've been doing American Girl doll history.
Right, which has been really fun.
Because I feel and I am positive that I'm right about this.
There's no question.
I feel it's more important for a child to be excited about learning than it is for them to remember specific facts.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's...
Yeah, because you want to instill a love of learning in them.
Because if you love to learn, you can teach yourself anything.
It's true.
And I always hated history when I was growing up because I thought it was boring. But if I had done American Girl doll history, I would have been so into it.
That's why I love history, is because I did American Girl doll history.
Oh, did ya?
No, not at all.
No. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And, coming into... It's going to be interesting when Edith takes up homeschooling, because it's going to be interesting to see how the curriculum changes.
Yeah.
Like, somehow we're going to have to gear everything towards unicorns. I'm not sure how that's going to work.
Okay. She is precious. I just have to say, when she colors, everything she draws, like, reflects this little heart that's full of sparkles and sunshine. Like, her essence is like, I don't know where we got this child, but she's like everything little girl, like puppies, rainbows, unicorns, sparkles
and glitter,
ballerinas,
pink ballerinas,
cupcakes, any of that type of thing you can think of. That is what is on her mind.
And she like, she'll hear in passing, like, stories of like a tornado or something, and it just goes like in one ear and out the other, and the next thing on her mind is, would a unicorn enjoy this lettuce? It's like you can't make her a Debbie Downer for very long. Like, you can't bring her down for very long. She's
a glass half full kind of gal.
She is. But I don't even think she means to be. She just is.
Yep. It's just part of her person.
She's like a glass half full, but the half part of the glass that's full is like epoxy. It's not even water. You can't even dump it out.
Yeah, and it's so funny to get, like, it just shows, like, nature versus nurture. Like, it just is so funny that we got that kind of kid after such a difficult kid. Yeah. Like, a difficult baby, I should say. And there were difficult stages. I think kids go through stages that are more challenging than others.
Sure.
And if you handle them, and like prayerfully and like intentionally, you can get them out of that kind of phase. I mean, obviously I don't know every kid.
It takes time, yeah.
It takes so much intention.
And energy.
But there have been different challenges, and we're not going to go into them because who knows if our kids will listen to this.
Well, there's that, and everyone's kids are unique, and everyone's situation is unique.
Yes.
So we can't give you general...
But for our kids, like, when they're struggling with something, we've been able to look at it and be like, what do we need to do to make a change and
snap out of it,
nip this in the bud?
Right.
But it was so funny to have like a newborn who was so challenging, and I think part of it was being new parents too. Like, we don't really know what we're doing, but when you're just like, you kind of know what babies are like, and then you get one who doesn't want to be held, and it's a little weird.
Yeah, but I mean, in general too, there is, I think, as you get older, you learn more about your kid. But it's like a double-edged sword, right? As you get older, you also lose energy. And I feel like by the time we got to our third, we're like tired all the time.
I do see some older parents sometimes with their last kid running around, and they're just like, yeah, I would go stop that, but I'm just too tired.
It's too tired. Yeah, they're hitting each other with sticks. They'll figure it out. But
then that kid grows up to be something special and unique because they were just allowed to be their own little person. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's our piece of advice is if you can, don't wait too long to have kids. That's our
advice.
That's our advice to people.
No, I don't know about that advice.
Okay.
Because people have limited control.
That's why I said if you can.
Oh, well. Okay.
If you can, because there's this like modern trend of like, don't have kids until you're ready. Which I feel like no one is ever going to be ready.
You won't ever really feel ready.
That's the thing is, the people there are people who will like they'll get the house, they'll get they'll have everything lined up, and then they'll be like, I still don't feel ready to have a kid, and it's because you never will until you just have a kid.
I did find from being parents, like, I don't know, I feel like originally I believed that there was a lot of control over when you do have children.
There's not.
There's not. Like, you can...
You can not try for a baby and end up with a baby, and you can try and try and try and try for a baby and not
end up with one. And so it's really not fully in your control.
Turns out
it is to an extent, but not fully. It's limited.
Yeah, it depends on the people, but
yeah,
like we have friends who have 10 kids,
11 kids,
11 kids.
Yeah, and
so like I would say that's kind of in their control to a degree.
Maybe.
Like yeah, they chose to have that many kids.
Oh well, yeah.
And so and that's what they ended up with. It's not like they had 11 kids without meaning to.
No, that's true.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't see us having 11 kids, not in this house.
Well, I mean, I'm 34, so if we were gonna have 11, we already have 3. So we'd have to have like more. 1 a year or something from now on.
That's on you.
I don't know. Probably not. Yeah. Anything else we should say about the cutie kids?
I mean, if you're on the fence about having kids, I would say go for it because you'll never regret it.
For sure. Not.
You will never regret it. And yes, it will end it will end a portion of your life that you've had prior, but you will have a better portion of your life ahead of you.
Yes, and
exhausted. It takes, but better.
It's like an adjustment period for sure. It's a huge change. I mean, I feel like it's just the kind of thing where you can't really ease into it. There's no way of like climbing down the pool stairs.
Nope, you just dive in.
You are literally just tossed in, and you have to learn how to.
You're tossed in. You're tossed in, and the water's never comfortable. It's like being thrown into a pool that's 55 degrees.
It's like you're drowning, but you love it.
Love me some good drowning.
You should do it. It's fun. It's fun to have kids. It's
I don't want to scare people away from having kids because they really are. Yeah, they're a lot of work. And you have to work with them, but at the end of all of it... The most
rewarding thing.
The most rewarding, and honestly, you think your life is full before you have kids, but then you have kids, and you realize you were really missing out on a whole it comes back to you don't know what you don't know.
It's like unlocking a new level in like a game.
But it's like a level you didn't even know was there. It's like the game designer told you there were 10 levels.
You're like, we're on a mode now that I didn't know existed.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You're on a new ethereal plane of of adulthood. And so that's I would say having kids. And we had kids when, people are worried about finances and stuff. We had kids when we really, on paper couldn't afford it.
That's true.
And we did it.
Okay, actually, we don't have a lot of time left, but I feel like kids they can be so much cheaper than people let on.
Yeah, don't go on like Snopes.com and look up how much it costs to have a kid because they're going to lead you so astray.
They're going to be like, oh,
it's $10 million.
You can't afford to have a child.
That's a lie.
No. Okay.
Listen, if people in Nigeria earning $1 a day can have 4 kids and keep them all alive,
they just aren't as expensive as people let on.
No, the thing is that you get those articles that like look at the worst possible scenario. The kids in like suburbia and their parents have to buy a 5-bedroom house because they've got 2 kids and 4
crazy.
dogs. Like that is, and then they're like, oh well, your kid's gonna definitely want to go to college, so you're looking at $30,000 a year for your average. Like they add all that in. No, it's not. Yeah, they add in the worst possible scenario and they spit it out as if everyone pays that to have a child, and that's a lie. I wouldn't ever. No, don't listen to the media when it comes to financial advice. They give terrible.
You can get well. First of all, most of people have a baby shower. Most of those peoples, they have a baby shower where you get gifts for your baby. If you want new stuff, if you don't care about new stuff, you can get secondhand kids stuff for super cheap.
Thrift stores,
like
or
$5 for a stroller.
high chairs.
Not expensive.
No, now I will say if we do have friends that I know cannot nurse babies.
Yeah.
So if you can't nurse babies,
that's a very real possibility.
it is, and that becomes
formula
is very expensive. But if you don't need formula.
If you can nurse, you
convert cheap food
I'm
into
trying
nursing.
I feel like it's okay to say breastfeeding is not expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you eat a little more. I personally have never, I feel like this is so against the grain today. I personally never pumped and never did bottles because I'm a stay-at-home mom. I realize everyone's situation is different. I just take my baby with me everywhere for the first year.
Yeah, and you make it work.
And if somebody says you can't bring your baby somewhere, I don't
You
go
don't
there.
go there.
I had to change Margot's eye doctor because they were like, you can't bring your baby with you.
Yeah, and then Edith,
forget that.
Edith was like right in the middle of COVID.
Yep.
And so they were just...
That was a little tricky.
Yeah, people
but
were...
I'm like, I'm her food source, so she has to come with me.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, and so I think it's entirely, eminently doable.
Totally doable.
For
if
people,
you're a stay-at-home mom.
If you're a stay-at-home mom, but even, and I know people are going to argue that stay-at-home mom is impossible for a vast majority of women. And really, it comes down to adjusting your lifestyle to fit your children.
We could do a whole podcast on that.
We could.
It all comes down to priorities because if you don't want to be a stay-at-home mom, that's a totally different situation.
Right.
But I'm just going to say if both parents are fully on board with prioritizing the mom staying home
with the kids,
it is doable on a lower income.
On a very much
if they both are, because if they're not, then it's not going to work.
It's never going to work. Yeah,
and that's okay if they don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's just that could be a whole other podcast all by itself. I don't want to get too far down that road because it opens up a can of worms.
Prioritizing and whatnot. Anyway,
yeah.
But anyway, kids don't have to be as expensive as people think, and even homeschool curriculum and stuff. It's been pretty cheap so far.
Yeah, and honestly, there's people online, if you talk to them, that are like, hey, I finished 4th grade with my daughter last year. Can I just send you the books for the cost of shipping?
Yeah,
Facebook
you can
groups.
Get used
Facebook
stuff.
Groups are your friend.
If you have a homeschool community.
Well, and it comes back to priorities, right? If you prioritize something, you will make it happen.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. It's going to be more work than just going on Amazon and buying everything you need brand new for homeschooling or for child rearing or for whatever. Yes, it's going to be more work.
Yeah.
But it's going to be doable.
Look how passionate we got about this.
I know. I'm just saying that because you get... There's so many people who have never done it,
yeah,
and B, have an opinion about it.
Yeah.
And that's actually kind of irksome to me when you have people who have never done it, don't know what they're talking about, and then are going to publicly broadcast to the entire world their entire theory on why it doesn't work. When in reality, because I hate to see that, because what it does is it shoots down people who actually want to do it, and that's really irritating to me because the people who want to do it read these opinions from people who don't know what they're talking about and take them as gospel fact and just say, okay, never mind, it's not worth it.
Yeah, like we don't care if people don't want to live like that.
Right, that doesn't...
We don't care. Like if you don't want to homeschool or be a stay-at-home mom, that's fine.
That's your call.
But if you really do, we want to encourage you that it could be possible.
It's totally possible. Actually, I'm going to go out of my way and I'm going to say it is absolutely possible for you.
Yeah.
If that's your priority.
And you're both on board.
And you're both...
If there's two of you and you're on board.
That's the thing. Is I see comments all the time about single moms who homeschool. Yeah. That's the other thing about... We'll get into homeschooling in another one. Oh my goodness,
look at us.
Yeah, we're going
We have to wrap it up. But
yeah.
We'll talk more... Ooh, wow. Okay, we'll talk to you next time.
All right.
Bye.